Is Valheim better than Minecraft? Or can Valheim be the next Minecraft? These are the questions I asked myself while playing Valheim, a great game. And today I would like to discuss with you, can Valheim be the next Minecraft? But first of all, thank you for 300 subs. That means a lot to me. If you're not yet subscribed for some reason, because my channel is superior, obviously, great content, then feel free to subscribe, you're welcome, and thank you once again. Okay, personally, I love survival games. They're great for creativity and are kinda like modern day Legos. And they're also great for sucking all of your free time out of you. When I was a child, I played this game called Stranded. And this game aroused my passion towards the Sandbox Survival games. But back in the day, Sandbox Survival games weren't as popular, or at least I didn't hear about any of them, until Minecraft appeared. It was the best time for a game like that to pop out, since YouTube was becoming a big thing and people were talking about it. Minecraft is a cultural phenomenon. It showed the world that simplicity might be the key. Blocks is all you need to be successful. People loved the feeling of adventure that Minecraft provided and keeps providing to this day. And since I've been active in my gaming passion since 2010, I can recall a little bit of Sandbox Survival game history. There was Minecraft, it has set the standard for all the survival games to come. Then another big thing was Terraria, with its retro RPG vibes. And it's a solid game. Like these days, I'll rather play Terraria than Minecraft. And I like to consider these two games brothers. These two are the OGs of Sandbox Survival games, and I have a lot of great memories because of these games. Minecraft and Terraria popularized Sandbox and Survival, and after that it began just pouring survival games. There was Starbound, a game from one of Terraria developers, and I loved it, but it had never hit the mainstream. There were Ark Survival, Rust, The Forest, all of them fun and interesting games, especially to play with your friends. And they are kinda like mainstream, but let's be honest, you don't hear about any of these games nearly as often as you hear about Minecraft. And I like to call them seasonal. They're in the limelight for a while and then it moves on to the next one. There was also 7 Days to Die. Great game, had its time in the spotlight, and I personally love it. It was sort of seasonal too. There was that time when I was hearing a lot about this zombie apocalyptic game. And it's usually so with Sandbox Survival games. They drag attention of all the people for a while and then slowly fade away. Same is happening with Valheim. And I love 7 Days to Die. The reason why I mentioned it separately is because, in my opinion, it's very much similar to Valheim. 7 Days to Die has a theme, zombie apocalypse, and this game is very popular in modern day culture and works very well with Sandbox Survival. But as for any theme, there are people that love it and people who are not very much interested in zombie apocalypse. And Valheim has a very specific theme, Scandinavian mythology. And this theme has been poppin' recently with some TV shows, movies, Marvel obviously with its Thor and all. And people like ancient mythologies in general, like Greek mythology, Far Eastern mythology, Egyptian mythology, and any of these would work, I think. And since we've never had any survival game that had mythology involved, I think Valheim is going to be around for a while. I mean, I love how there's everything in this game. It has pretty interesting unorthodox crafting system, unorthodox fighting system and bosses and dungeons, and all of this stuff you have to learn and get used to, which I think is a big part of the game's success. It could have been yet another game where you spawn, you make a workbench, you build a dirt house, etc. Basically a path that a lot of games pursue because it's paved by Minecraft. But Valheim decided to do things a little bit differently. You want a workbench? Well, build a roof or a working facility around which you're going to be set and choose wisely. You want to explore the world? Well, you better eat different foods, have a proper diet. You can't just eat plain meat for the rest of your life. You won't build just one house around which you're going to be exploring. No. The game challenges you. Okay, you've conquered this region, but you need food, stamina, resources to explore further. So you build a ship and go to a different island. The wind changes, you're forced to make a base on a different island. Yes, you may have a main base, but most likely you'll be traveling in between the islands and bases. The game forces you to move, and that is very good. I liked it a lot. I have played for just a bit, but I'm really invested and I will keep playing this game. Of course, there are some problems, or maybe there are features, I don't know. Like once you've done your thing in a region or biome, it just becomes boring and dead. There's nothing to do completely. In that region, you're always gonna have the same mobs and everything. So to move on, you have to do stuff in other places. I get it that the meadows are the beginner's biome, but still, after the first boss, the world could change a bit. The beginner's biome stays the beginner's biome, and there's nothing much for you to do. So I think it'd be cool if they would do something with that. The building system is very, let's say, special. Sometimes the pieces don't connect right, don't want to connect. Sometimes your character appears to get stuck because the floor is on another level with the ground. How is there no option to move stuff? You have to destroy stuff and then rebuild in another place. That's also very weird. We won't make objects movable, you'll have to break them and rebuild them from scratch. It's a good thing that you get all of the resources back. If I'm using a hammer and building, I need to get in the chest, but I can't, so I have to switch to another slot or a weapon in order to get something out of the chest and then select the hammer again. And yeah, the building system reminds me of 7 Days to Die a lot, but it's not a bad thing, it's great. In general, there are some minor inconveniences, but I like that the game does it differently. The fighting system is kinda weird sometimes. I like that there's parry when you stagger your opponent and beat the sheesh out of him. Or her. We don't assume gender on this channel, we're progressive, we're tolerant. Like, can you tell me who this is? But why can't you strike downward? You're fighting on a slope and your enemy is 1 millimeter lower than you, and you just can't hit it no more for whatever reason, even though it seems like you are hitting it. It's hardcore in a way that some people might not actually like it. For example, you need stamina. To get stamina, you need to eat properly. Then you run to get more food and resources which consume stamina. Then you're, let's say, chopping down a tree. It takes stamina and you have to chop it multiple times, which is tiring and boring. Then you might have some spare space in your inventory, but there are slots and there is weight. And though you might have some spare slots in your inventory, you still may be carrying too much weight. And in general, when you need to get resources, it's not interesting at all. Mining for copper is annoying and repetitive. If we take Minecraft or Terraria as an example, when you're mining for resources in those games, you're not just mining for resources, you're going on an adventure. You might stumble upon a cave, something interesting and unique, and every time you go out for resources, it turns into a small adventure. Here, you just keep mining. Then you're out of stamina, then you need to eat, then you mine, out of stamina again, you get only 10 copper, you decide to stay, you just mine for 20 minutes non-stop, get some resources, your pickaxe breaks, and then you can't carry it all because there's too much weight even though you have some spare slots. Like, there's just too much in my opinion. They should have left just weight or just slots, for example, and since it's so boring and tiring and repetitive to get resources, they might have made pickaxes unbreakable or should have got rid of stamina, but it seems they were trying to just fully pack it with stuff they've seen in other games, in other Sandbox Survival games. The leveling system is kind of understandable but weird and unfinished. The more you do something, the better you become at it. Quite simple. But if we take 7 Days to Die, which has a similar system but better, you need to level up certain skills by doing stuff, and then you get skill points that you can invest in different branches. So you might be shooting a lot, you level it up, get a skill for more damage or something. For example, you feel like you're becoming better the more you do it. In Valheim, if you, let's say, chop a tree at level 1 and chop a tree at level 30, there's no difference. Since there's nothing to improve, get no skills, you're just still doing the same repetitive action. Probably you deal more damage, yes, and stuff like that, but it's so insignificant, barely noticeable. After hours of mining, you will still be mining in the same exact way with no differences. No rewards at all. They could have made some perk or skill branches, like you're an experienced miner by now, and you get a skill where you get twice as much ore, your pickaxe doesn't break, mining consumes less stamina, etc. And I'm not saying this because I hate the game, no. I love the game. I'm just saying this because there's a lot of room for improvement, like ton. Like it's crazy how many things they can do with the game. But in general, do I think that it's the next Minecraft or is it better than Minecraft? The short answer is no. A slightly longer answer will be no, because it's still bound to this Scandinavian mythology setting or theme. So the developers have some kind of boundaries that they've set themselves. Because of that fact, it will be a lot less sandboxy than Minecraft is. There will be boundaries in building, like you can build just in this one Scandinavian style. This is all that there is. But Minecraft is the ultimate sandbox. And this game, the specificity, is what makes this game special and will drag attention of many people. We've never seen anything like that in survival games. It's something new, and I think it's a great game in general. It's going to have its time, its hype, its wave, and then the gaming community will just simply move on to the next one. So yes, I think it's a seasonal game. You can leave your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're not yet subscribed, then subscribe. What are you doing? Like, you're welcome. Come here, I need you, I want you, I love you. Mwah. And leave a like. Have a nice day. You're not just mining for resources. You're going on a adventure.